Hi, I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my May 2019 horoscope report for you, where I will give you the need-to-knows for your sign, plus talk about the general transits that no doubt will be affecting you. I'll let you know the places where the stars are in beautiful harmony and the possibilities that are open from those connections, as well as the places where the stars are in conflict and the challenges that could come from those connections. And resources, ideas, tips on how to use that energy and understand the energy to create alchemy in your life and have the most graceful and productive month possible. Definitely go to my website, anniehelpsyou.com, where I have lots of resources for you on your journey, including a very extensive astrology blog. You can see my new moon and full moon blogs that can help you make the most of those portals of energy that open every couple of weeks. You can sign up for a live reading at my site, and you can also sign up for my astrology apprenticeship program if you resonate with how I teach astrology and you would love to learn. Check out my new book, Radical Prayer, Transform Your Life and the World in 28 Days, which is an Amazon bestseller. You can see that on Amazon or at radicalprayerbook.com. So let's see what the stars have for you this month. Hello, Aquarius friends. I am so excited to report that May of 2019, the stars are on your side this month, even though we've got the sun in Taurus, which we will talk about. That is at a challenging angle to your placements. The predominance of the transits are in your favor, and at some point, and at multiple points for many of you, throughout this month, you're going to have planets that are in sweet aspect directly with your Aquarius placements. So I love this month for energy that's conducive to everything that makes you you. Whenever we look at the relationships between planetary transits, it all comes back down to math. The angle between the different signs flavors the type of energy that comes from that combination. So that's how we can see how things are going to affect your particular placement. Now, of course, we are more complicated than our sign that you're watching for, right? So we have to take that into consideration as well. But there's definitely layers of truth to these connections that will show up in big ways. So this month is a time when you can get a lot done. You can make a lot of progress. There will be some obstacles to get through, and I will go into more details about that in the general transits and some when I pop the charts in and show you. But in general, I just really love this month for Aquarius. It's very supportive to everything you are, everything that you're trying to do. So let me pop the charts in right now and show you the angles that I'm talking about and the dates that to look out for each of your placements as far as how they're going to affect how you experience this. Okay, so to make the most of what I'm going to show you here, it's important to know where you fall in the 30 degrees of Aquarius. It's broken into 3 sectors. Early Aquarius are January born or 0 to 9 degrees. Middle Aquarius around February 1st through 10th or 10 to 19 degrees if you know your placement degree. Late Aquarius, February 11th through the rest of the sign or 20 to 29 degrees. Okay, so just take a moment there. If you have to rewind it to get it situated, then please do so that you can follow along. Because I want to show you these aspects that I'm talking about, how they're going to kiss your Aquarius placements. So, gosh, it's a lot of erasing. Okay. All right, so first let's look at you early degree placements. Okay, so when the sun gets into Gemini at the end of May, so May 22nd, starting May 22nd until around June 21st, 22nd, you're going to have the sun, okay, so right now you can see at the beginning of the month, this is done for May 2nd, so it's done at the beginning of the month. But this sun that's in Taurus is going to get into Gemini. When it gets, is from May 22nd, when it starts in Gemini, until around June 22nd, it will be moving through Gemini, okay? So that is going to make a trine, which is the most favorable angle in all of astrology, sweetest aspect to your Aquarius placement. So depending on where you're at, you early degree placements, you're going to get this in May, okay? That's going to be like the last 10 days or whatever. Okay, now the rest of you will get these kisses from the sun in June. Okay, so middle and late degree placements, you're not going to be left out of this, but you are going to wait until June for this. All right, but I love that time, especially if we're talking just specifically about May for early Aquarius. There's some special yumminess at that later time of the month for you guys. Okay, so now those of you who are in the middle and late degree placements, so the whole lot of you, I'm trying to move this over here. So let's get middle and late here. And then we're going to talk about Venus. Okay, so Venus is going to move from 14 degrees of Aries to 29 degrees of Aries for the rest of May. All right, so that's going to be its movement. So those of you in the middle and late degree sector, you're going to have a 60-degree angle of Venus. The, love, beauty, money, self-esteem, comfort. Give kisses to your Aquarius placements throughout that time. Now, you early degree placements, you are not being left out of this either, but this happened for you at the end of April. So I'm posting these early, so by the time you listen to this, you will know that this is coming for you. You'll be getting this in April. Okay, so Venus, love, beauty, money, kisses to your Aquarius placement. Very sweet, harmonious energy. Okay, I used the middle degree chart to show you that, but this is true for you late friends too. Okay, so then you late degree friends, you've got Mars here moving from 21 degrees to 29 degrees for the rest of the month of May. When that happens, it's going to make that beautiful trine with your Aquarius placements. Okay, so beautiful kisses from the planet of action, oomph, ambition, getting stuff done. You're going to have extra oomph and kisses from Mars. Now, again, you early and middle degree placements, you're not being kept out of this, but this is occurring for you earlier, like April. Okay, and maybe even I'd have to look to see if it was a little bit before April, but definitely the month of April, this Mars is going to be affecting you early and middle. So basically, hopefully you can see where I'm getting at here. Between April and May, every early, middle, and late degree placement are going to have kisses from, and then for some of you, like June, the Sun, Venus, and Mars. All right? Now, also, the late degree placements, you're going to get those kisses from Mercury, and this is in a 60-degree angle here. All right, so just to be clear, I think that the way that I did this might have been confusing. The planets that are moving through Aries, so Venus, Mercury, those are making 60-degree angles with your Aquarius placement, which is one of the best aspects in astrology. When the Sun gets into Gemini and Mars moving through Gemini is making a trine, which is a 120-degree angle to your placements, which is the most favorable angle in all of astrology. But the sextile, which is 60 degrees, is still really amazing, and my second favorite aspect in astrology. So all of that is happening for all of you during this time. And then a little extra boost this month from Jupiter for those of you between around 20 and 23 degrees, or like February 10th through 13th or so. You're also going to have Jupiter make a beautiful 60-degree angle with your placements, okay? So I just wanted you to get the visuals on why I'm so excited about this month. Now, for some fair balance, the Sun is going to be in Taurus for 3 weeks out of the month, and this is creating a square aspect with Aquarius, which is not as favorable. It's challenging, and so you early degree placements, you'll be feeling this challenge more at the end of April, and then middle and late degree placements, you'll be feeling this challenge through the first 3 weeks of May. But it's kind of antagonistic, you know? So it's not an energy that moves very sweetly with yours. So there could be awkwardness, conflict, antagonism, pushes to, how you are and who you are, but you've got all this other sweet energy to counteract it. And so that's why overall I'm just super excited. Now, one thing I really have to note, because I know that this will come up, is that here I am very excited about Aquarius energy for this month and the many opportunities of sweet aspects that are coming from sweet aspects. However, you have a natal chart and, a solar chart and other charts that are affecting your life in often bigger ways than these general things can account for. So because I'm very excited about this, and it is true, these are layers, doesn't mean that some of you won't have certain conflicts that are challenging that seem to go against this. When there's something in the general transits that is supportive, but there's something in the closer chart, energies to you that's hitting off in a big way, sometimes those things can trump the other more superficial things, which we're talking about here. But in general, I'm very excited for you all, and I will hold the vision with you for very positive outcomes. So now I want to go into the general transits. I'm going to point out some days to definitely note and help you understand the energies better so that you can navigate through this month most gracefully. So you're going to see me back on the screen here in a second, and I will give you the rest of the scoop for the month. So I'm calling the theme of May 2019 for all signs, conquer the obstacles and gain the rewards, because this month we've got all kinds of obstacles, but there's actually more sweet energy than there are challenging energies. And there are going to be things to get through, but you have a lot on your side for getting past them with flying colors. The factors that flip the switch towards action in April are still at play very much this month in May. So we have the first month in a long time without having a personal planet retrograde, either shadow period or the actual retrograde, as part of the equation. So in April, even though Mercury was not retrograde, the whole first half of April, the post-shadow period from Mercury was still in effect. Now here in May, we don't have Mercury, Venus, Mars, the personal planets at all retrograde, nor do we have any of their shadow periods for the transit. So we don't have that to impede progress. At the same time, there are multiple placements in very grounded Taurus, and Jupiter is still retrograde, and Saturn is now going retrograde, and all of these factors can serve to balance ambitions, adding more of a streamlined approach. So you'll hear me talking about this theme for a while because there are multiple factors in the stars that are really telling us to get super efficient with our energy. So you'll have more opportunities this month to really get stuff done, but at the same time, there are challenges to overcome, and there is this sort of reevaluation of the things that you've brought out and checking in and strengthening to see what you need for future expansion. There are many great aspects in Gemini or with Mercury, which rules Gemini this month. So that's going to bring lots of communication, lots of movement, lots of busyness, brilliant social opportunities. We'll have advancement of writing and other creative projects, anything having to do with travel, upgrading communication devices and modes of transportation. All of those things are in the Mercury Gemini domain. So expect a lot of focus in those areas of life. And there are a lot of beautiful aspects that can help boost those efforts. At the same time, there are also a number of clashes with the energy. I'd say more good effects than challenging ones, but we still have to look out for them, and you still will have to overcome them. So there could be some mini slowdowns or drama that come from those challenges. As with April, in May, there's also a hurriedness that goes along with a lot of these energies, and that is could lend itself to unnecessary injuries or accidents or wasting time or just not paying attention to things that can come from that distractedness. So definitely be extra aware and breathe and try to stay centered as you move your body and as you're communicating and as you're carrying through all of these things that want to come through this month. So Jupiter is still in retrograde, and this is one of the factors I referred to earlier. It's asking us to pull in a little bit and to carefully evaluate these next steps. So we want to conserve energy while making the most impact. And Jupiter was on an expansion spree for a while, and things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then as it's been in retrograde, now it's a time to shore up the foundation for the future expansion. So the theme of creating systems that fix situations where you were spread too thin is going to continue this month. And also, as with April, the energy of fewer brilliantly placed efforts rather than a whole bunch of haphazard efforts, the best that you can. Now, it's not going to be super easy to do that in some ways because we do have a lot of energy in Aries. We do have a lot of energy in Gemini, besides that grounded Taurus, which does kind of the glue that helps it all hold together. But it will be busy, it will be scattered, and there will be a lot going on. In general, there are a ton of awesome transits this month. And like I said, more sweet days than challenging ones. But for the beginning of the month and the end of the month, especially, like everything away from just like the exact middle of the month, pretty much, every time there's a sweet aspect, there's a super challenging one. And a lot of times the same exact day. And it's just kind of crazy. So that means that there will be obstacles to get through to gain the rewards, which is why I call the theme of the month that, expect some challenges. It's not going to be like you just walk up to the gates of the place that you're trying to go and you just walk in, It always reminds me of Paperboy, that game Paperboy, when like the guy's just trying to deliver his newspapers and there's like crazy people and dogs and stuff just like trying to get in his way, right? That's what life feels like sometimes. But you can maneuver around it and get the papers delivered this month for sure. But it's going to take work to get to your goals and consistency. So there's a beautiful flow of sweet transits between May 11th and May 18th. There are some challenging ones around the 11th and there are some challenging ones around the 18th. But all the time in between there, like right in the mid-month, is just sweet aspects, so many sweet aspects every day. So if you have to do something important and you need to have oomph without antagonism, your best time of the month to launch and try to push things through is the middle of the month, because that will be where you don't have this contradictory force at every moment like there is for the rest of the month. Okay, so if you want more details about what aspects are happening on what days and what can go along with that, definitely sign up for my free email newsletter, anniehelpsyou.com. And when you sign up for my free email newsletter, you also get, as a wonderful free gift, my entire 28-day virtual coaching package for free. So that will keep you on the list where you'll get these monthly write-ups a month ahead, where I give you the details and the overview of the month so you can see the days that have challenges and what you're working with there and the ones that are sweets if you're trying to plan ahead of time, as many people are. I'm going to hit just a couple of highlights and then you can see the rest of the details at anniehelpsyou.com when you sign up for my free newsletter. Okay, so in the beginning of the month, the first couple of days, we've got sweet aspects and challenging ones just right next to each other. We've got the new moon on May 4th. That's the new moon in Taurus, so definitely make your new moon wishes. And you can see my blog about that for more details. If you just search for Making Powerful New Moon in Taurus Wishes, Annie, you will find it. But this has a beautiful aspect with Neptune on that day. So I expect some sweetness there sandwiched in between some of the challenges. Look out for overexertion and overcommitment in those days, like right there at the end of the week. Definitely take full advantage of those days between May 11th and May 18th for anything important, big steps, commitments, signing paperwork, launching things. They're just like so many beautiful things. I also love travel at that time. And really this whole month is amazing for travel. You just have to be really careful as you're doing it and aware. Careful and awareful is what I say. Okay, let's see. There was one other thing I wanted to point out here. The full moon on May 18th. The full moon is at 27 degrees of Scorpio, and that also has a conjunction with Venus and Uranus. So this is really important. So let's just take this piece by piece. We've had multiple months in a row where we've had full moons that are centered around relationships, okay? Because we had 2 Libra full moons in a row, and now we have a Scorpio full moon. And the Libra and Scorpio are these relationship houses. So there may be some major drama at this time, or there could be wonderful breakthroughs within relationships or of any kind, or things coming to be revealed that were hidden before, or just sweet moments, a culmination of something sweet within a relationship of any kind. So fullness, drama, completion, breakthroughs, things like that in the areas of Scorpio. But the wild card here is this energy of Venus in Venus and Uranus, because whenever Uranus is involved, it's like things out of the blue, surprises, jostling, and it could be better for better or worse, So Venus rules love and money and self-esteem. So Uranus coming in here often can mean like conflict or fight or something surprise within a relationship that is a challenge. But sometimes it's like a marriage, proposal or something that comes out of the blue, and that's a culmination of this, relationship energy. So it could really be something sweet like that, but we just never know when Uranus is involved. So expect intensity. I always, we all have to live our lives and we have to work and do what we have to do, but if you can leave the full moon a little bit open so that if some challenges come up and you can be present for them, then you might be grateful for that. So try to be well rested. That's the other thing that I recommend when Uranus is involved, because if something comes out of the blue and you have to deal with it, at least if you're well rested and calm going into it, it will be easier for you to handle it in the most graceful way. In general, since the energy of Venus and Uranus are both in Taurus, this is, earth energy. This is like ground breaking, ground shaking energy. And sometimes it can be quite literally. Uranus and Taurus has already been very much associated with the waking up of the volcanoes over the last year. And, the other earth changes that come from that and earth effects that come from that, wild weather and things like that, that are related to the earth and the atmosphere. So, just kind of be aware at those times that there's more energy and more power, and just follow your intuition as far as where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. So those are the things that are most on my mind for this month. Definitely go to AnnieHelpsYou.com, sign up for my free email newsletter, get my Shine 28-day virtual coaching program for free, get these written version of these general reports in your inbox a month early. You can sign up for a live reading there. You can see more about my vocational courses that I have, including my astrology apprenticeship program, where I can teach you how to use astrology for your personal or professional purposes. And I have lots of other things on my website, like subliminal audios that help you to train your brain in the direction of things that you want. So you can see all that at AnnieHelpsYou.com. Definitely check out my book, Radical Prayer, Transform Your Life in the World in 28 Days. If you are interested if you're a spiritual seeker and you want to align your energies with that of the divine and have the most easy, graceful life possible, this is your little friend. I made it in a nice portable size. It's a beautiful book on the inside and out for you to take with you and use the power of affirmation and prayer to transform your life and the world in positive ways. So you can see that at radicalprayerbook.com. It's an Amazon bestseller. You can go to my husband's website, iamhelios.com, iamhelios.com. He's got all kinds of goodies there. He does astrology readings and tarot readings. And if you'd like written horoscopes by me, plus other lifestyle blogs for natural living, you can go to cozybysweetstarlight.com and see my written horoscopes for you for each sign a month early each month. So I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.